Okay guys, this is the second part of this tutorial. So what I want to do is, when I run the system, let me just run it so that you see what I'm talking about. When I click, I want this to be able to enable it. Right now I've disabled it, and the form load, if you notice what I've done, let me just show it to you here. Form load, okay, right there is disabled, so we want to be able to enable it. So we're going to repeat exactly the same thing to the rest. Okay, now to be able to enable it, what we want to do is double click on latte right there and enter if chk latte dot checked equals true, because it's going to have to compare that. Then what I want you to do is, I want txt latte itself dot enabled right there equals true. Okay, we want it to be true, and if it's true, what else do we want? Well, we can also say else. You can say if, let's just use an if statement as well. If latte itself dot checked equals false, then we want this txt latte dot enabled equals false. Okay, we need a semicolon here. Alright, so what will happen is, if we run it, okay, if it's false, then we also want it to default back to .text. We want the text to default back to 0, right? Because there's a default 0 there. So when I run it now, you will see what I'm talking about. Now you cannot do anything with this, but when you click on it, there we can do something with it. Supposing we enter whatever value in there and uncheck this, it default back to 0. So we're going to be repeating exactly the same thing for the rest of the text box. Alright. Okay, the next thing is, we want to click on this very text box txt latte itself, and then come to the property and click on okay, and then enter as follows. Okay, so that means when we click on it, txt latte dot text, I want it to be cleared, and txt latte, I want it to set focus dot focus right in there. Okay, there. So let's give that a try. We enable this, which means we need that. Click on that to see that, then you can then enter whatever value we want in there. If we uncheck, it's disabled. So we have to repeat exactly the same thing for the rest components. Alright, for the rest components, maybe just come back in here, double click on Espresso. So in this case, if Espresso chk Espresso, there we go, dot check equals true there. Then exactly the same thing, so one txt Espresso dot text equals dot enabled equals true. Right, so we now copy this paste it there, make this false. Okay, we're gonna make the other one false as well, and we also want Espresso to default back to 0 that was in there. Okay, Espresso equals 0. Alright, there. So let me just copy this and paste that on the form load itself. Right here, Espresso is also disabled, so at runtime what you notice is Espresso and these guys are disabled. The only person that can make them active is this. But in the case of Espresso, when you click on that, we still have 0. Why the latte, when you click on that, see something happen. So let's go back into Espresso and we enter exactly these lines of codes into Espresso. Okay, so let's just copy this and come in here, select Espresso, come to the property here and go to where the event is, and we want to double click on click event. That's the click event for Espresso. Then txt espresso dot undo that, txt espresso dot text equals clear, and txt espresso dot focus right there. So okay, I suppose you're following. So at the end of the day, this tutorial is going to be, or this system is going to be an object oriented, but I'm just taking care of the minor ones for now. So you guys, you can see the code. So I'm going to speed this up because it's exactly the same lines of codes. This goes into the check button and this goes into the text box click events. So let's speed that up and I'll show it to you as soon as I finish it. Okay guys, I just finished the last part of the text box, just clearing it and setting focus. Those are for the text box. You can see them. Oh, this is wrong, that has to be focus. Let's see, that should be click event. That is to do with the Lagos text box. So let's come back to here, go to the click event right there. Okay, so that one is corrected. Let's check the other ones. You can see it's exactly the same lines of code. All we're just doing is getting rid of whatever value is in there and setting focus there. Okay, that is fine. Okay, I think all is correct. Okay, the next thing is when you click on the checkbox, there they are. You click on any of these checkbox, what they do is they check inside. Once it's true, this value, the text box is enabled, and but if it's false, the text box become disabled and the value default back to 0. So that's on form load. When you run the program, the form load will actually disable all of the text box. So let's run it and you guys see that. There, as you can see, all of the text box are disabled. Okay, only if I click on this, you see that has enabled this. So if I click on this text box, there, the content there is gone. Then I can enter whatever value I intend to enter. Okay, if I repeat the same thing for this, okay, let's come in here and play around with anyone here, right there. Okay, there, right. So if I uncheck, the other thing that we need to consider is supposing the end user just mistakenly click on reset. Okay, you see this check, they are all still there, so we need to uncheck them. So let's take care of that, and that and we can call it the end of the second part of this tutorial. So let's come down in here, double click, no, that's not the receipt, double click on the reset, and right there, so we just need to get the names. Dot checked equals false. So that's what we need to repeat for all the other components. Let's see what happened there. Dot checked right there equals false. Okay, I'm just going to repeat that for the rest components. So let's see the next one. Let's come for America, paste, and the next one, I should have approximately 16 of those. So I'll just speed that up and get back to you guys. Okay guys, that is the default setting for, or the reset setting of all of the checkbox or checkboxes. So if we run it and select any of these, let's say we select it all, let's just try it out. Yeah, that's fine. As you can see, they are all enabled. Okay, so let's try any one of these and just click on the resets. Okay, there, as you can see, it all default back, and all of the checkbox, they are all unchecked. If you notice here, I have the service charge as 1.75, so that's just a default value. Let's come into form load itself and just set a default value for all of these checkboxes as well. Inside form load, just come right there and paste that one. That's it, and that's it. So when the form load, the default value for the checkbox will all be false. Okay, so with that guys, I'll just call it the end of the second part of this tutorial. See you guys in the third part of this tutorial. Thank you.